All right, well, so today we're gonna do a video. This is the beginning of our progress report of us learning how to grind. So I've never learned how to grind before, obviously. You said you've done minimal grinding in the past?
I did a curb on a bully, like just on the plate, but
back
hopping
guard?
up to something on pegs and sliding, no. I tried it on a mini ramp once. This will be a new experience.
Yeah. So as you guys saw in our other video, we built the grind box, so that's what we're gonna be riding. And I guess the goal with this video is it's gonna be a progress or a progression video, so it's gonna be over a period of time of us just learning how to grind. And hopefully by the end of this video, we're able to do a 2-peg grind, or at least that's my goal. Right now I can just get the front wheel and like possibly my pedal on for like a split second, and that's about it. But
I just want to hop up both pegs, figure out how to get off.
yeah.
Because it's so slippery.
I recommend wearing a helmet when you're learning this stuff for me, because I was falling over a lot, and I feel like it's possible to hit your head on there.
I'm going to finish my Red Bull, and then we're going to get into it and try it. And we're going to show you guys everything the first attempt. So far, all we've done is lift our front wheel up and grind on the front peg, which is, here's the funny thing, it's a good feeling.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but there's that grinding and that moving on a different surface. There's some, I don't know.
It's really smooth.
Yeah, it's like landing right on a double and landing on the second jump nose down.
Yeah.
There's a really good feeling there. So I don't know if we're going to get any good feelings today. It'll probably be a lot of crashes, but
Now I'm trying to learn how to grind. I've been learning or looking up all the videos on YouTube, people doing how-tos, and they're just basically, what I've seen so far is just try by, like what we're doing is just trying to get your first front peg on there. You don't even worry about the back, and just try to get used to getting it up there, balancing on the rail, or learning how to keep it on there, and then you can progress from there. It's hard though on the big bikes because you got to have a much taller setup than what you could on a 20-inch. So for me, it's really intimidating. It's like when we were building this thing, it looks super small and low to the ground, and then when you get on your bike and you're thinking about jumping onto it, all of a sudden it seems like it's 10 feet tall or something. All right, guys, so we're here for the day 3 update on the grinding progress report. We were doing this one together. We started this out together, but the grinding is kind of rough on the body, so you want to tell them?
yeah, just trying to bunny hop the bike just put me in a migraine for 3 days. I had to be careful of what kind of things I do, but that's how you learn.
Yeah.
But I do want to grind. I just think maybe on a ramp, a mini ramp.
Yeah.
Because you flow into it.
Right.
You don't have to pick up the whole bike, you know?
Yeah. Mini ramp coming soon?
It's already there in Santa Cruz. They're all over the place.
Dude. Anyways, so while RL isn't going to probably be grinding in the videos, he'll still be behind the camera helping me out and giving me pointers and whatnot. So I didn't figure out, but I've learned a few things that I figured might help if I share it with you guys. So I'm going to show you guys that now. Before, when I was grinding, I was just getting that front peg on there, and I was coming at a really hard angle at the box. I was not, coming parallel. I was coming at it almost at like a 45-degree angle. And I think normal grinding, that's how you're supposed to do it. But the issue here is we have this low crank hanger, which makes it a little difficult to get the whole bike up on there. So what I figured out is I come more straight on at the rail, parallel to it, and I try to have my pedal that's rail side as straight up and down as possible. And what I do is I try to get the pedal as well as the front peg on there. And when I do that, it seems to slide way more easily and go way further. And then once you get your pedal over that rail, it's like what was happening before when I was coming at more of an angle is, because the bike just naturally, the back wheel starts to creep towards the box. And once it got close enough, the pedal was too low and it hit the rail and pushed me off of it. So the whole idea is just trying to get that pedal to clear the rail. And then it also gives you more balance because you can push it down onto the rail and kind of put your foot weight on there. But yeah, like I said, end goal is to try and get the whole bike off the ground grinding, not having one of the wheels down, There, it was on that one.
I have the feeling when you get used to your pedal being on there, if you push it down, the back end will come up.
Oh, really?
Or you'll lean forward or something.
Yeah.
I remember Blyther used to do that pedal, and the front wheel would actually be on top of the ramp.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, I just gotta lean it in more, huh?
Yeah. Push the bike away.
Oh, that was a good one.
Yeah. Whoa, that was a good one. Yes.
Ooh. That was cool.
That was the Big Daddy.
It's probably been about 2 weeks
since
we did our last update on the grind report.
2 weeks.
And like we said before, it's just going to be myself learning it because it's kind of hard for your back.
Yeah.
Kind of causes migraines. It's a little jolting. So, but RL has been kind of watching me do this and giving me advice and pointers as I go along. So that's been helping a lot. And we're still just on the point of just getting the front peg on there with the pedal. I still want to eventually work up to getting both pegs on. And I don't know actually if we had these new pegs since the last update, so we might want to tell them about them. So RL designed these pegs that are on my bike. So RL designed these pegs. They're kind of like, I don't even know.
Tapered.
Yeah, tapered, like a loudspeaker almost, bullhorn. So it gets skinnier as it goes towards the bike. So it does help a lot with keeping the bike on on the rail. Oh yeah, with the tapering, it helps a lot with balance as well because it kind of puts you just on. It makes it so it forces you onto just the ball of your foot, and then you're kind of like your foot's kind of like, I don't know, on this platform above the peg, so you have more maneuverability. You can turn way more easily. I just found when I'm on there in a wheelie, I have way more control over the bike's direction. So before, because the pegs were shorter and not as fat, this was preventing me from being able to have both pegs like securely on the rail. Now, as you can see, I got both pegs, the pedal and everything. It still hits, but I'm more
Yeah, you do have more.
Way more on there.
Do you notice that the tapering helps you stick to the pole?
Yeah, I would say it definitely does.
Dude, that was like a 1-footed grind.
One thing I found too is that it's scarier, but more speed makes it easier. So. Wow!
Oh, that's interesting. Your tire pulls in.
I think what got stuck was my back peg.
Oh, underneath?
Yeah.
What?
Good look, Hannah.
Do it again. We could also put a jump out there. Peg?
Yeah.
Man, that's shitty.
Have to have it out wider.
I think when you're pushing your bars, you have to come a little more of an angle.
Okay.
And that'll should balance you out.
Damn it, I need more speed now. All right, guys, so we are back here for the final update on my grind progress report. I've actually got my grind specialist coach here today, Patrick. You want to say something, Pat? Give a shout out.
What's going on, everyone?
Anyways, Pat's actually getting into grinding now. You're starting to learn a little bit on the fat quad, right?
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. But yeah, it's been a while. It's probably been like a month or two since I did my last update for this progress report. So I figured gonna close it out. I wouldn't say I've perfected grinding or anything like that, but I am able to do a 50-50 or a double peg grind, whatever you want to call it. And now that I've switched to the 22-inch, I would say it's definitely a lot easier for the learning process because of how light and small the bike is. It's just way easier to lift off the ground and get on the rail or on the coping. Still like the 26 for doing freestyle and grinding. I just think as a beginner and learning, probably best to start with a BMX bike just because that's what it's made for. So it's gonna be way easier, way more intuitive, and it'll just come a little more naturally to you. So, all right, so yeah, I'll just demonstrate my double peg grind. You guys have seen this before, but it is easier to go a little slower with it on this bike. Oh, got a little hung up at the end there.
That skate park riding from earlier, man.
Yeah.
Catching up to you.
Yeah. Yeah, I was at the skate park, Seaside Skate Park earlier, so that's my excuse. I'm worn out. I guess you could say that's a tail tap.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's pretty much it. You know, that's all I can do right now. That was my goal, was just to be able to do that, so I'm pretty stoked to have that down. I know now that RL's on the 20-inch, you're kind of thinking about doing some grinds.
I just don't want the bunny hopping hurts. That's why I like to learn them on a ramp, because you just kind of roll into it.
Yeah. Yeah, you were, well, at the skate park the other day, you were doing the, you had the wheel, front wheel up on top of the box, and then your back peg on it.
Yeah,
that was cool.
I think it's a Smith grind, I don't know, but there's no drag. It
Yeah.
feels like you have both wheels on top of the ramp.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that concludes my progress report on learning how to just the intro into grinding. If you guys have ideas for other tricks or BMX skills you want to see me learning or doing progress reports on, be sure to leave a comment of that below with that idea, and I'll be sure to film it. And other than that, RL's got something to say?
I got a question.
Yes.
So now that you've ridden these pegs and you've ridden straight pegs and you've ridden our tapered pegs, and I know you're talking about when our tapered plastic covered pegs come.
Yep.
Tell us what your opinion is on them and what it does for you, or do you like straight pegs better?
So I had to switch back to straight pegs at one point because we were getting stuff tested or whatever, and after getting used to these, the straight pegs were hard to use. Just because I think these eliminates the having to lean your bike in over the rail. Yeah. These pegs kind of just lock you on the rail almost. Yeah. So maybe it's a little bit of a cheat code or whatever you want to call it, but I like it. Makes it easier. Even when on a flat rail, it still helps keep you on.
But you also said our prototypes are being close to being done for the plastic covered aluminum sleeved
Yep.
pegs that'll be tapered just like that. That's
Yes.
what you're hoping for.
I am. Because now that I've been riding the skate parks a little more, especially the concrete, the metal kind of starts to drag on the concrete. So I think the plastic casing will eliminate that issue and allow it to slide way easier. And when I was testing the other plastic pegs that were just straight, I mean, those are like butter. The second you get on the metal, you just start sliding.
They
It's
move easier.
so smooth, so easy, and it's just way easier on your body too. It's just, there's less, you're not just like thrashing around as much, it feels like.
Is it quieter?
Definitely quieter, yeah.
Really? So you don't have that kung?
Nope, and
That's
it's
good.
You don't feel like the metal shaking through your body.
Yeah, that's something I definitely want.
Yeah. Cool, well that wraps up today's video. As always, if you guys enjoyed, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And like I said, be sure to leave those comments below for other tricks or skills you want to see me do progress reports on. So we'll see you guys next time.
See you guys later.
Peace.
Pat?
Take it easy. Cool.
All right,
All right.
we are out.